Okay, so let's talk about the freshly frozen pizza case study, part two. So yeah, it should be familiar data that you're getting compared to part one. If you notice, part one, the month was October, but then in part two, it's November. So you have another month to do. So a common question is, am I only including the data for 1 month or November? And the answer is no. You need to roll forward. It's a year-to-date amount from October. It needs to include your October and November when you prepare the income statement and balance sheet and cash flow. And so there's various ways you could do that. You know, if you're using that spreadsheet, the 10-column spreadsheet, I'll I'll post. I think I have a template that I can post. Um, and but at the end of the day, you just need to include the year-to-date numbers when you prepare the financial statements. Looks like you have November. Yeah, it's just November, so it's a second month income statement, balance sheet, and statement of cash flow. So if I remember right, I mean, when I was doing this, preparing the solution for this, I would just add extra columns in that spreadsheet that you use. So you just roll forward your first month and just add some extra columns and just tally up the total. That might be an idea that you use. But whatever way makes sense for you. It's not like I'm grading you on like how you get to the answer. The main thing I'm going to grade on is this the financial statements. You'll get credit. You're going to get some credit, you know, to show your work for sure. But do what makes sense for you. Most people, they'll just add extra columns to the adjusted trial balance from October and just add your November and then add up both October and November on that 10 column uh, spreadsheet. Are there any questions about that to clarify?
So the adjusted trial balance is what you use for November, and then add that to the adjusted trial balance of October, and
Uh,
you use those numbers
yep,
to do the income statement and balance sheet.
correct.
What about the cash flow? Is the cash flow standalone for November?
That is a good point. Um, the cash flow is showing you'll have the beginning cash balance. Um, well, depending on, well, I can't remember what method. If you use an indirect method, um, it, whether you, I can't remember if you use indirect or what did y'all have to do for the part one? Do you remember? If not, I could pull up the. Yeah, I'm curious what method did you guys use for the cash flow? Because I guess it might. I don't know if it even clarified in the assignment what method. So I think both the direct method or indirect would be a correct answer. But either way, whether you have you use the direct method of the cash flow or the indirect, you're going to have, you know, you're still going to have the beginning cash balance for the month. It's just the direct method starts, I think, with that. The indirect starts with net income. And so you're going to have the cash balance as of November 1st.
At the bottom of indirect.
At the bottom of indirect, yeah, if you're using the indirect method. So you get that balance from your October 31 balance sheet. So yeah, good question. But then the increases and decreases is only for November data. And then once you calculate the November increases and decreases, that will calculate your ending November cash balance. Does that make sense? To answer your question is, that is a little bit different, like, way to look at it. So income statement, you're reporting year-to-date amounts. Balance sheet, it's as of November 30th. Cash flow, somewhere on there, you're going to have the beginning cash balance as of November 1st. And you're only including the increases and decreases for November. So in a way, the cash flow statement is only using November data, 1 month data, so you could see what happened for that month. That was a good question. Any other questions?
Are we going to go through any of as I was going through it, the charity part threw me, and I spent way too much time overthinking that. And then I came to the decision, which I don't know if it's right or not, that there's no charity involved in this first month because the parents paid the school